This is Frank, and I am going to be your host today. It is the top of the hour, and I wanted to get started right away. I do respect your time, so I'm going to be as precise and concise as I possibly can when we talk about CIAP, what it is, and how it affects you. We want you to be the number one in real estate funding. Nationwide, we have over 700 agents who are ezFi agents, and we are growing on a daily basis. And we are also putting on ezFi Pro agents, and we'll be talking to you about that in a little bit. So you did get this flyer, and there are certain links in the flyer that are case sensitive. They will not work unless you actually use the exact case or just copy and paste or just click on the links, such as this one right here. And you can click on this link, but please just refer back to the invitation that you got, and which is this, and you will be able to click on those links and move forward. Also, for your education, we have attached a handout today that goes with this program that will explain step by step what it is exactly that we're talking about. All right, and with that, I am going to jump right into it. So, could you just tell me what we're seeing on my screen right now?
Wednesday, 11/20/19.
You got it. Okay. So let's go ahead and say CIAP and U. What is it? The CIAP is some of the information that we need when we're gathering information for our loans. Now, we're entering into an era where information is king. It's called the information age. The more information you possess, I got distracted. I'm going to minimize that screen and get it out of the way if I can. Okay, so the more information you possess, the more power that you possess as well. But only if you use it. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about giving you the information, sharing with you information you may already have but don't remember, and then we're going to show you how we're going to use that information so that you have the power and you're using it. Many of you have taken the first step into becoming an ezFi Pro agent, an ezPro-Agent. That ezPro-Agent is going to give you many, many more benefits than we would normally get just as a standard finance agent. To become an ezPro-Agent is very simple. Today we'll take a sneak peek into the detailed training you'll receive as an ezPro-Agent. To become a pro agent, we're going to talk about that later on as well. The first step, of course, is taking the unsecured masterclass, the unsecured funding masterclass. So let's start off with CIAP and how it affects you and how it works and how you can use this information to your benefit. C stands for credit. The first thing that everybody needs to do when they're looking at a loan is to pull a credit report. Many people come to us with $1 million idea, and they want to present the $1 million idea, but they haven't pulled their credit, and they have no idea what their credit is. And when we do pull the credit, it turns out to be a train wreck. So if the person has $1 million idea, but a train wreck for credit, we have to do something in advance. And we have a number of different steps, and we go into them. We explain in great detail how we restore people's credit, or we sterilize it if it happens to be so bad that there's nothing we can do with it. We'll sterilize the credit, and or we'll get them a credit partner or teach them how. the above link is the link that we use to get a $1 7-day trial. And then it also has a $27.99 plan that comes with Scorecaster feature. And that Scorecaster projects what if scenarios. In addition to that, we use this over any of the other programs because we don't have to wait until the credit bureaus report. The credit bureaus generally report around the 18th to the 20th of the month, some sooner, some later. And if you have a pay down or anything that we have to fix, we have to wait with other companies. We have to wait until they promote it again, until they report it again. With this company, we're able to peek in the back door and see if everything has been taken care of. And then if it is, then we can go ahead and move forward. And that's why I like this particular link and this particular company. It's Identity IQ. And this link is on your invitation. This is one of the first things that we do. Is we talk about credit. So credit is number one, the most important first step. Without credit, I don't care how many gurus courses you took that said you don't need credit, you don't need a job, you don't need income, you don't need any brains. Just give me the money and I'll show you how to buy houses. Guilty. I used to teach that. But the reality is, there's always credit required. It may not be yours, but there's always credit required. The next one is income. Does your client have the income right now to justify giving them the loan? In other words, are we going to help them? Are we going to hurt them? It's real important that when we look at a client, we want to know if he can at least make the first 2 or 3 months monthly payments on the loan. If he can't, there is a great chance that we're going to go to a first month default. And if we have a first month default, really we have no option but to begin foreclosure proceedings, and we don't want to do that. So it's a little bit important, let's say it's very important, that when we evaluate the client, we evaluate them to make sure that they're not going to fall into that trap of a first month default. Nobody wants a first month default. So income is important. The next one is assets. Does your client have the assets right now to justify giving them the loan? Not later, not when they get their money, not when their ship comes in, not after they cross over the rainbow. I'm talking about right now. Do they have money in the bank? At least a couple of months worth of reserves so that they can make those payments on this loan before the loan comes due. Do they have any real estate that we can use as cross collateral, and we can collateralize the loan so that we can ensure that they're not going to get into that first month default? Do they have a retirement account? Many people don't look at the retirement account as an asset, but actually it is, because if they have a retirement account, we can show them how to tap into that retirement account without penalties, interest, or taxes paid to the IRS. That's very, very important for us. Now, most loan officers, when they hit the first hurdle, they quit. They're finished. They're washed up. They get rid of that client and they go on to the next. We're going to show you how having the information is going to make you so far above and beyond every other person out there. There will be no competition. So retirement accounts, that's one of the things that we use as an asset. We teach them how to tap into that without any penalty, interest, or taxes from the IRS. Do they have any stocks and bonds? Again, They don't want to touch it. They don't want to touch those stocks and bonds. But we have ways of accessing the money that's in those stocks and bonds to use it to further their investing career. Property, CIA, here comes P, property. Does the property they're buying right now justify giving them the loan? Do we have an appraisal that is going to show that the property is worth the money that they're looking for? Does I'm going to stop just for a second, guys. I hope. Oh, thank God. Okay. Thank God for editing. All right. Does the property appraise for what we think it appraises for? Can we justify giving them a loan? Do we have comps in the area that support values that the client is saying that the property is worth? You know, we have 100% CLTV. We have 125% buy, fix, and flip. We have 30-year financing. We want to make sure that the property that we're funding is going to support the amount of money that that person is borrowing. Is there a business in that property? Is the business going to help pay for that property? Are the improvements to the property going to substantially increase the ARV, the after repair value, and therefore making it easy for the client to pay for this property? These are all the things that we learn inside of the ezPro-Agent. We're teaching people all of the deep, deep secrets of the insiders so that when they get in the field, when you get in the field, you'll be able to evaluate your client and make an educated decision as to which way this client needs to go. So, do we decline a client? No. What we do is we find whatever way we can possibly fund this client. We're not in the business of declining people like most banks. We're in the business of funding people. And that's how we get paid. That's how they make money. That's how everybody wins. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Unsecured Finance Masterclass. That is the first step to becoming an ezPro-Agent. That is the basis of everything that we do. Now, if you looked at any of our previous webinars, if you go on YouTube to Frank Aleo, just go to YouTube and search for Frank Aleo, A-L-E-O, you'll see that we're talking about all kinds of crazy loans that nobody else will do. And how in the world do we pull off things that nobody else can do? Well, our underlying secret sauce, the 8 secret spices of Kentucky Fried Chicken, our secret sauce is, the underlying program is the Unsecured Financing Masterclass. This program is what allows us to be unique and different in the whole entire marketplace. So what is the Unsecured Funding Masterclass? What do they teach? Well, it's a higher level of education, and it can be marketed to anyone. It can be marketed to leads that come in. It could be marketed to new agents especially, and it can be marketed to real estate investors. So what am I talking about? When you complete the Unsecured Finance Masterclass yourself, you become licensed to market it as well. And you can turn around and on your very, very modest investment, you can turn around and you can make money on that investment. It takes the heavy lifting out of training you or anyone that you bring to your downline or your team, your sales team. We are not, by the way, we are not multi-level marketing. We are affiliate marketing. We don't go deep, we go wide. If you want to bring 100 people or 10 people or 500 people or 700 people like I've brought, you can do that. Go as wide as you want. What this program does, the Unsecured Financing Masterclass does, is takes the training off of your plate and puts it on the system, which I will be showing. It makes every one of the people that you bring a better referral source. Why? Because they understand what's going on. They know if they've got a good client or they've got no chance at all of the client, and everything in between. It creates others to be a better referral source as well. So when you have your team bringing people in, they know, they understand much better what we're doing, so they become a better referral source. If you're using realtors, they become a much better referral source if they possess the basic information that is given out in this course. It helps you to be a better educator, a coach, and a mentor. It helps me be a better educator, a coach, and a mentor. So the Unsecured Finance Masterclass just didn't happen in a few minutes. It took a lot of time, effort, money, and resources that were dedicated to help you succeed. Now, I've been with finance agents almost since the beginning, almost since they began. I joke around a lot. I say that Tim is the owner and Trey is the president. And I was with them when they just got out of college, because I'm a little older than both of them, but I'm still going just as strong. Anyway, the Unsecured Finance Masterclass target market. Who is it? Who do we want to market this to? Yes, I'm talking about you not only taking the course, but I'm talking about once you've got the license to resell it, you have a target market that you want to sell it to. Who is it? Well, every single new agent that comes on board with you, whether they're directly under you as part of your team, or whether they just come in beside you. Every new agent needs to know the secret sauce. They need to know what it is that makes us different. Current and past agents. As I mentioned, I have over 700 agents. When you come on as an ezPro-Agent, I will be sharing 10 at a time. I'll be giving 10 standard agents to everybody that steps up to become a pro agent. When you go through those 10 and sort through which ones are going to fly and which ones are going to die, then I'll give you 10 more and 10 more and 10 more until you've got a team that you can really work with and really make a lot of money with. Who else do you want to market? Well, leads looking for funding. Anyone coming to you that's looking for funding, they may want to understand what it is that's going to make them, we call it bankable, whether they're bankable or not. If they come in to you and they have no idea, they've got $1 million idea and no credit, gee whiz, you're not really bankable. You might want to look into this. You might want to learn how to make yourself bankable, so the next $1 million idea that you come across, you can actually implement. Real estate investors, oh my God. One of the things I teach when you become a ezPro agent is how to talk to real estate investor groups. They're called REIA, Real Estate Investor Associations. Every major city and town across the country has them. And you can get endless leads from them, endless deals from them. If you go to the REIA groups and you present yourself properly, which we teach, you can get endless amount of leads and endless amount of business from them. Real estate groups, as REIA groups, as where the REIA investors hang out, real estate investors hang out, and real estate agents who work with those kind of people. There's a lot of real estate agents that work with real estate investors. They might have a group of 10, 15 of them. Each agent might have 10 or 15 investors that they work with. Those agents become either your lead source or maybe even one of your standard agents underneath you. So what's the investment for the unsecured funding masterclass? The retail price is $397, and you can sell it for that if you like. But the investment, your investment is $197. There's a monthly fee of $9.97. And what do you get? Well, one of the first things I want to do is I'm going to minimize this for a minute. And hopefully I am going to show you the dashboard. So the dashboard, this is what you get. You get a dashboard that is a learning management system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump in quickly to my reports. I'm going to jump over to my people. And you can see we asked for 20 people to step up and take the challenge. For the 20 people to step up, we ended up getting 30 people so far. Now, they've not all finished the course. Don't worry. You still have a chance if you want to jump in on my ethical bribe that we'll talk about later. You still have a chance, but you may recognize your name in this list. I'm going to try to move a little bit quick because I don't want you to see everybody, but you can see we have a big list of folks that have already signed up for it, and you get classes, you get training, and you get super knowledge. Let's go back to this. Okay. And what do you get? You get the same education that you got as a member office. A member office, that's what Easy Financial is, paid $20,000 to become a member office. We will be offering something similar to that, but much more bells and whistles, much more support, much more training, much more hands-on, much more interactive, and for the same price, $20,000. Right now, we have something going on that we call Founders. We'll tell you about the Founders in a little bit. But you get the same seat, same education that I got as a member office. You get a social media toolkit so that you can market to social media. I have a mere 5,000 people following me on Facebook alone, and I'm on practically every one of the social media platforms. Additional reference sections, you get more references and more training than is available on the standard, and you are going to be getting an ethical bribe. We're going to talk about an ethical bribe in a little bit. We're going to give you an extra seat that you can either give to a business partner, you can split the cost of it with a business partner, or you could sell the system for $397 and take the second seat for yourself. I'll tell you about that ethical bribe in a minute. We have monthly webinars that we're going to go over, in-depth training. And we'll be getting 20%. This is my second ethical bribe. We'll talk about that too. We'll be getting a 20% commission on the first deal that you do. We'll show you how that affects you. And you'll get private coaching like we have yesterday. I was all day long doing private coaching and strategizing of how exactly to use the information that you've given. It's not enough to give the guru all your money and have him give you a course. What you need is you need a private coach. Every professional athlete has a private coach, every one of them. And you'll be getting a private coach as well. So, the unsecured funding masterclass flow, well, it's a $197 investment in yourself. You get a seat in the LMS, and the unsecured funding masterclass learning path is assigned. You start navigating the course, it's automatically graded, so you can go through it at your own speed. You noticed on the list I showed before, there was some of them, there were 0% finished, some of them were 39% finished, Some of them were 50% finished. 3 of them were 100% finished. So only 3 have gone through this weekend course out of 30. That's kind of silly, but 3 out of 30 have completed the course. There are 20 seats available to get a super deal that I'm going to be telling you about later on. It's called our Funders course. And I better move along because I'm running out of time. Okay, once our course is complete, you get prompted to take the course review call, which is what we were doing yesterday. After that, you take the certification test. That is manually graded. That's one-on-one. You and I will manually grade your course and then strategize with what you're going to do. We'll have an implementation and strategy call upon completion. And we'll use the education. The seat stays for future use. So you can go back and take it again and again and again. If you need to review anything or refresh your memory, whatever, you have the ability to go back. So what happens when somebody makes a sale? Well, the Unsecured Funding Masterclass, we are talking about unsecured financing. That is the cornerstone of everything that we do here at Easy Financial. Now, for Finance Agent, it is also the longest running and most successful program that they've ever had in the 10 years that I've been with them, and maybe it's 11 years that Trey has been with them. So that is the founding stone. So what happens? Let's say you get a client a $1,000. The client obtains $1,000 in capital. The consultant cost structure is 9.9%. Now we're going to use 10% rounded up just for the example, just to make the math easy for me. Okay, so invoice is paid on $100,000. There's a $10,000 one-time fee. One time. It's not an APR. It's a one-time $10,000 fee, and it's paid for from the proceeds of the loan. Did I ask the client for any money yet? No. Once the client gets the money that we're offering him, then and only then do we invoice him, and we don't invoice him, actually the company does. And let's say there's a $100,000 loan, we're asking for $10,000 funding. A standard agent would earn $1,000 commission on that deal. As an ezPro-Agent, you making the very same deal would earn $1,500 on the very same deal. Now, if you were a ezPro-Agent and you had standard agents working underneath you, same deal, $100,000, same cost, $10,000. Standard agent gets $1,000 commission. You have 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 700 like me, standard agents underneath you, and you get $500 override for every single deal that those standard agents turns in. Can you see the value of building a team? We're not deep. We're not if we were a pyramid scheme, we are one brick high. You and one person underneath you, or you and 700 people underneath you. But it's all wide, not deep. So what now? Well, first you have to have a thirst for knowledge that will trend towards creating revenue for yourself and helping people at the same time. We want to be more hands-on. We want you to have a desire to be able to produce better leads. We want you to have private training and access to special monthly webinars. So now is time for, and I made it, now is time for Unsecured Finance Masterclass Q&A, questions and answers. But before we go, I've been promising to tell you about the ethical bribes. So in the invitation you received, you got the link that you're seeing up above. It is case sensitive. You can copy it if you like, but it would be easier just to click on the invitation that we gave you. The cost of the unsecured funding masterclass is $197 for this introductory period. The ethical bribe that we have, well, we reward action takers and we tolerate procrastinators. The ethical bribe number one, take the action today and we will give you a second seat free. The second seat you can give to a business partner. We love to have accountability partners. Give it to an accountability partner or a business partner that you like to have, and both of you will possess the knowledge. You can split the cost of $197 with a business partner or some other person. Maybe it doesn't have to be a partner. It can be somebody completely different. Or you could sell the system for $397 and take their second seat free. We reward action takers and we tolerate procrastinators. The second ethical bribe, or ethical bribe number two, is take action today and earn double the standard commission on your first deal. In the example that I gave you, if we did $100,000, your commission as a standard agent would be $1,000. As an ethical bribe, if you take action today and you order the system today, then your first deal, you'll be paid $2,000 on the example I previously gave. Now I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. And so if you have any questions, all you have to do is unmute yourself, shout out your name, and I will answer any questions that you might have. Jeff, unmute yourself and say hey.
Hey, I just got on here a few minutes ago. I was tied up and couldn't hear the whole course, so I'll have to listen to the replay.
Okay, I will send out the replay. And okay, so if there's anyone that has any questions, we are just got a few minutes left to answer any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Just unmute yourself, shout out your name, ask your question, and we will try to answer it the best we can.
Well, this is Jeff. I'll just say that I've been working with you with unsecured funding for a few years. And I took the course, just finished it recently. And there's still a lot of things you learn when you take it. Things you didn't know.
Well, all day yesterday, I was going through people who have taken the course. I was doing the strategy call and getting ready for them to take the final quiz, the final certification test. And there's a lot, you know what? Even me, I've been doing it for over 10 years. Even me, I learned some stuff out of it. Now, the ethical bribe, there are two ethical bribes that we talked about just now. The first deal that you make is going to be paid off at $2,000. The last ethical bribe that I don't have on the screen is we are making easy financial like a business in a box, like a franchise. We are offering our easy financial franchise, business in a box, for not $20,000 like I paid. Now we will be charging that later. But what we've done is for the people who take action and order this $197 and complete it, they will be eligible to buy a franchise like Easy Financial Business, not at $20,000, but at $2,000. $2,000. I said it, you heard it. On your first deal, you can pay the $2,000 back. If you are interested in finding out more about how you can become an ezPro-Agent and become a dealer and have your own business, send me an email to Frank at ezfinancialgroupllc.com. It's on everything I mail to you. Send it to me. I will give you the details. I call it a baker's dozen. I'll send you a list of baker's dozen. We can take action, and we're going to show you how you'll get $20,000 plus value for only $2,000. And then we're also going to show you how you can get the first $2,000 from your very first deal, making you an easy financial franchise-like business. I keep saying franchise-like because we don't make you jump through all the hoops that everybody else makes you jump through to be a franchise. It's franchise-like. Okay, well, with that, any last questions before I wish everyone a great afternoon? Okay, well, guys, let me unmute everyone. You can make some noise if you like. I'm going to unmute all. Make as much noise if you like to make. Yeah, make some noise. All right, guys. I used to do that all the time. This is the first time I've done it in a long time.
Yay, yay, Frank. Yay, yay.
All right. I only did that because I have a few extra seconds. Anyhow, thanks, guys. God bless, and see you soon. Take action.